Assalamu alaikum dear students. This is Department of English Government Postgraduate College Attock. This is BSc fourth year class, and we are discussing the textbook a selection of margin prose. I am Sheheryar Khan. So we are at the first chapter, The Damned Human Race by Mark Twain. Let us look at the text. The writer says, roosters keep harems, but it is by the consent of their concubines. Therefore, no wrong is done. Men keep harems, but it is by brute force, privileged by atrocious laws which the other sex were allowed no hand in making. In this matter, man occupies a far lower place than the rooster. Now, roosters are basically male hens. They are a little bit different from the our local cocks, but mean their feathers are more colorful. Harems are basically in some cultures, harems were special places or special buildings or special homes in which rich people used to keep many women for the sexual purposes, and in some cases they would buy those women. In some cases they would keep them by force, and in some cases they would pay them. um, Now, writer says that roosters, the male hens, they also keep harems. Means they also have sexual intercourse with many hens, with many, you can say, with, mean they in a way they are keeping many hens or many females, but it is by the consent of their concubines. Consents mean agreement. That is, their concubines, they agree, and therefore they keep them. Concubines mean mistresses, a woman that is especially kept by a man for the sexual purposes. So he says that in case of the roosters, they keep concubines, the mistresses, uh, by their consent, by mean they are willing to be their mistresses. Therefore they live with them. Therefore no wrong is done. Therefore there is no wrong in this. There is mean it is not something which is immoral, because both agree to it. Men keep harems, but it is by brute force. Now, in comparison, if we look at men, they also keep harems, but they do it by brute force. Brute mean pure or naked force, very violent kind of force. They use force to, you can say, to compel women to be their mistresses, because women, they cannot do anything about it. Therefore they have no choice. Privileged by atrocious laws which the other sex were allowed no hand in making. Privileged by mean benefited by or supported by atrocious cruel laws, and mean men because they are powerful in the society. So they also have made laws that allow them to keep harems, to keep women as their prisoners. And because women, they do not have any kind of power in the law making, means laws are not made according to their point of view or according to their interests. So other sex here mean women, mean there is the male sex and the female sex. Other sex here means female sex. they were not allowed to, no hand in making mean they had no role in, no hand here means no role in making those laws. That is, when those laws were made, then those laws, they were cruel laws, of course, and uh, men made those laws. They did not ask any woman that what do they want. So in this way, um, they men, when they keep harems, it is totally immoral thing to do, it is totally criminal thing to do, because it does not involve the consent of those women. In this matter, man occupies a far lower place than the rooster, and therefore he says that in this matter, in this situation, man is lower than the roosters. That is, if we look at morally at men, then they are very morally not better or even worse than the roosters. So this is, you can say, this is his point of view, that if we compare animals, for example, in this case, roosters, with human beings, we will find that roosters, even though they have many mistresses, but actually they are not immoral, but men are. If we look at these sentences in relation to its structure, we will find that, for example, if you look at this sentence, men keep harems, this is present indefinite, and privileged by atrocious laws, this is passive voice, passive voice of past indefinite, which the other sex were allowed no hand in making, were allowed, it is also passive voice, um, helping verb plus third form of the verb, and it is past indefinite. In this matter, man occupies, this would be present indefinite, a far lower place than the rooster. And here look that it is because two things are being compared, so than is used. Than, we use than when we are comparing two different things. Next is, cats are loose in their morals, but not consciously so. So the writer says that if we look at the moral side, and if we look at uh, animals, especially in this case, if we look at cats, we find that with respect to their morals, cats are loose. That is, they are not very moral. They do not have high morals. They do not care about morals. But cats, because they are not intelligent beings, so they, when they act in an immoral way, if they do not follow morals, then they do it unconsciously. Unconsciously mean, or not consciously means that unawareingly, they unknowingly, they do not know about it that what morals are. So they act in a totally unconscious way. Man, in his descent from the cat, has brought the cat's looseness with him, but has left the unconscious behind. Now, as we have already discussed, that according to Mark Twain, we men, they are descended from animals. Mean, animals are lower, and we are animals are higher, and we are lower. So, while in the process of evolution, man brought cats looseness. That is, they brought with them the immoral behavior of cats, that the way cats behave in an immoral way, men also behave in an immoral way. But man is, I mean, we cannot excuse man, because man is a conscious being. That is, they know the difference between moral and immoral acts. And even then, I mean, they are conscious about it, they know about it, and still they act in an immoral way. So, um, in this way, we cannot blame cats, because cats, they do not know about morals. So if they act in an immoral way, it means that they can be forgiven. But men cannot be forgiven. Reason, because they are they know that this what is morality. They know what is a moral act and an immoral act, and still they do not follow the right path. So therefore, cats cannot be blamed, cats cannot be punished, but men should be. The saving grace which excuses the cat, excuses mean forgives. Saving grace is that a quality that can save somebody from punishment or blame. Means something that can we can say that if somebody has committed some wrong, then the saving grace would be that there is some quality about that person in which we can say that, okay, because this person did not know about it, or was not aware of that, therefore we can at least forgive him that he committed this act unknowingly. So same is the case with cats. We can forgive them that they acted unawareingly in a total state of ignorance. But men, they cannot be forgiven in this way. The cat is innocent, man is not. So we can say that cat is innocent. Innocent means that without blame, she did not commit any wrong. But man is not innocent. Indecency, vulgarity, obscenity, these are strictly confined to man. He invented them. Among the higher animals, there is no trace of them. They hide nothing. They are not ashamed. Man with his soiled mind covers himself. Now, usually we use these three terms synonymously, mean they almost have the same meaning: indecency, vulgarity, or obscenity. Um, a synonym is when a word it has the same meaning as of other word, we will call that word a synonym. So basically these three words, they are used synonymously in almost similar way. um, Indecency mean indecent behavior, vulgarity rudeness or baseness of an action, obscenity sexually explicit indecent kind of behavior, especially with respect to body or sex. So um, the writer says that indecency, vulgarity, and obscenity, these are strictly confined to man, confined to, limited to. Strictly, very strictly, particularly, it is an adverb here. Now he says that these three qualities of character or qualities of behavior, they are basically strictly limited to man, and he is the one who invented them. Then he came brought them into being. He is the one, means among all the animals, it is only man who behaves in an indecent manner, or who behaves in a vulgar manner or in an obscene manner. And other animals, they do not know anything about this kind of behavior. Among the higher animals, there is no trace of them. Trace of them mean no clue, no sign of them. There is no sign of indecency, vulgarity, or obscenity in higher animals. um, they hide nothing, means the higher animals, the other animals, they do not, they have nothing to hide. They are not hypocrites. They do not have double standards. They are what they are, and they do not hide it. They are not ashamed, and they also do not feel ashamed on anything. Man with his soiled mind covers himself, and man soiled mind with this corrupt mind, because men, they have this corrupt mind, so they cover themselves. They cover themselves, not only with clothes, with dresses, but they also covers their behavior. Even though most of the men are indecent and vulgar from inside, but they will have put on many masks, many kind of covers to hide their inner corruption. So in this way, the writer says that these animals, they are better than human beings, because they do not in any way hide anything. They are what they are. They do not pose, or they do not pretend. They do not show one thing to one person and another thing to another person. When they behave, their behavior is an expression of their inner being or their inner mind. They do not have to exhibit something or show something. So this is the difference between, uh, another difference you can say, between the higher animals and man, that men are totally indecent, vulgar, and obscene, but we cannot find this quality in these qualities in higher animals. So we see that in today's discussion, that how the writer is um, almost analyzing all aspects of human behavior, and he is comparing all these aspects to the behavior of animals, and how he is proving to us that even though we consider ourselves as better, consider ourselves as higher, but actually we are not, and though the animals, they are better than us. He will not even enter a drawing room with his breast and back naked. So alive are he and his maids to indecent suggestion. Now, the writer says that if we look at human beings, they would pose as if they are very decent, they are very well mannered. For example, they would not even go into the company of other human beings with their breast and back naked, without clothes. And he is so alive to me, means he is so sensitive to, that he may not be called an indecent person by the other human beings. Man is the animal that laughs. Another quality that man is that man among the animals, man is the only animal that claims that we can laugh, or the other animals cannot laugh. But so does the monkey, as Mr. Darwin pointed out. But as Charles Darwin said, that monkeys also laugh. I mean, it is not that man is the only animal who can laugh, but monkeys can also laugh. And so does the Australian bird that is called the laughing jackass. And there is also another Australian bird that is called laughing jackass that can also laugh. Means man is not the only animal who can laugh. No, man is the animal that blushes. And the writer says that this is not a quality. If we say that, if man says that he is the only animal who can laugh, and he is the and because of that he is better than other animals, the writer says that there are at least two other animals who can laugh, like monkey or jackass. But one quality that other animals do not have and man does is that man is the animal that blushes. Blushes mean feel ashamed. He is the only one that does it or has occasions to. And he is the only one who does that. Blush mean when somebody feels ashamed, their face color it becomes red, So he says that he is the only animal who does that, or has occasion to, or has the chance to, or has the reasons to. He is the only one who has reasons to be blushed or to feel ashamed, because his actions are so that he is involved in such kind of actions that after those actions he feels ashamed. He feels totally I mean, because his acts are so shameful. So that is all for today. We will continue this discussion in our next lecture. Till then, take care.